Are you one of those people that struggles with cravings, or you seem like you're hungry all the time, you just can't get satisfied? Well, I have been one of those people, and I want to share with you 3 things that I found to help with those hunger and craving urges. Robyn here with Lean, Healthy, Ageless, and the co-author of the Eat, Live, Thrive diet. Well, I have been one of those people. I've struggled with hunger for years and years. I can eat an entire meal, a big plate of food, and I don't seem to get satisfied. And it seems like I'm just hungry all the time. And it's really, really a struggle and has been quite frustrating for me. And I'm always looking for things that I can do in my lifestyle, my daily habits that can help me with controlling those hunger cravings. So I want to share with you, my naturopathic doctor, Dr. Mark Stangler, recently sent me a study to look at and try out and see if it made a difference for me. This was a study that was done in the Journal of Diabetes Care. And basically what the study was they took individuals that were overweight or considered obese, that they were on a diabetes drug called metformin, and they had these people all eat the same meal for 3 days in a row. But the only difference was that each day that they ate the meal, they had to eat it differently. So one day they had to eat all their carbohydrates first, and then they would eat their protein and vegetables and fat that was cooked within the meal. The next day they might eat all the food together, combined, like a sandwich. They were eating their carbs, their protein, their fat, their vegetables all at one time. And then the last way they would eat was they would eat their protein and vegetables first, and they wouldn't eat their carbohydrate or their starch until the end of the meal. Well, quite interesting results. And what they tested was this. All of them had their blood work taken prior to eating the meal, and then their blood work was also taken at 30-minute intervals after the meal up to 2 hours. The blood levels that were checked were glucose, which is blood sugar, insulin, GLP-1, which is a peptide that comes from the gut, helps with regulation of satiety, and the ghrelin levels. Ghrelin is a hormone that makes you feel hungry. And all of the blood work was very, very consistent. Every one of them that ate the carbohydrate last had significantly lower levels of ghrelin in their blood than those that ate the carbs first or mixed when they ate it all together. Again, that ghrelin is what produces hunger in your body. So that's huge. Also, what they found was that there were lower blood sugar levels, lower glucose, lower insulin levels, and higher levels of the GLP-1 peptide in those that ate the carbohydrate last. Again, GLP-1 peptide is your body's own hormone regulation. It's produced in the gut, and it's responsible for appetite, blood sugar, and insulin levels and controlling those. And basically, it helps with regulating that urge that you need to eat more. Well, I found this study really, really exciting. And so I decided to try it for myself. And actually, I found that it really did work. Now, I don't eat a lot of starches, but what I found myself doing was I was eating my meal and I would eat my protein, fat, vegetables. If I was eating a stir fry, something like that, I would eat that first. And then I would eat maybe a 1/4 cup to 1/3 of a cup of brown rice at the end of the meal, if it was a stir fry. Lots of times I would eat my meal, maybe it was even a salad, it could have been with some chicken or some sort of protein in it, all my vegetables, my fat from my salad dressing. And at the end of the meal, I would eat maybe like a 1/3 of a cup of either baked potato or mashed potato, just a small amount of starch. I found that it really did satiate me and that I felt not hungry for much longer throughout the day. So I really liked this way of eating. And if you have struggles with hunger or not feeling satisfied, you may want to try this. You don't want to overeat on the starch if you're trying to keep your carbohydrates moderate throughout the day, but just a small serving can really do the trick to lend to that satiation. Trick number 2 to help you with hunger and cravings control, cocoa powder. Now, I don't mean just eating chocolate that has sugar and fat in it. Cocoa powder is plain. In fact, this cocoa powder literally has 12 calories per serving of 1 tablespoon. Cocoa powder contains dopamine and serotonin mimickers and some other natural compounds that help relax the brain, help with the mood, and really help with craving control. So really all you need to do is, if you feel like you're getting cravings, or if you want to try to avoid those cravings, take a big mug of boiling hot water, add 1 tablespoon of the cocoa powder, and then you could add some stevia or some monk fruit extract to help sweeten it. You don't need to add anything else to it. It's really quite good just like that. And drink that maybe 1 or 2 times a day and see if that doesn't help with your hunger and cravings control. Third tip is something that I've used for many years. It's a supplement. It's called Lovidia. I have the original and the RX. This is a natural supplement. It doesn't contain any stimulants. It has ingredients like pomegranate and stevia. And what it does is it tickles I call the taste buds of the gut. Those sensors in the gut that send the message to your brain that you're satisfied, that you're not hungry. And it really does work. A couple things about Lovidia is you need to get it on board in your system 45 minutes to an hour before you know that those are the times that you get hungry. But as long as you take it in advance, it will help you with hunger and cravings for several hours, depending on which one. The original is a little bit shorter acting, 2 to 3 hours, and the RX lasts maybe 4 to 5 hours. It really does work. We have hundreds and hundreds of our clients that have used it, love it, and testify that it helps them with their hunger and cravings. I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you can learn more about the Lovidia product. And again, if you find yourself with having hunger, having cravings, really, I hope you try one of these tips and hopefully you'll get the same kind of results that I have.